All right, hello. Welcome to lesson 2 of Unit 2, Topic 1. This is the second lesson of the entire year. I am very happy because my writing pad is finally working. I finally got the lag to not work in my pen, so I can now write and I don't have to use the mouse. So I'm going to easily be able to write for you while I'm talking. So today's warm-up, this warm-up has distributed property involved. It's still solving equations. So whenever you have the distributed property, that means you have something on the outside of parentheses. You take whatever's on the outside and multiply it by everything on the inside. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 is 12. Don't forget to multiply by everything on the inside. Bring down your 1, and now you've got a two-step equation. So now you know how to solve it from here. Use the subtraction property of equality. 1 minus 12 makes negative 11. Now I can already tell that I'm going to have a decimal as my answer because I know 11 can't be divided by 4 equally. So once I divide both sides by 4, and you can use a calculator if you want because you can always use a calculator in algebra. Well, negative 11 divided by 4 gives us negative 2 75/100 because that's 3/4 basically. 4 goes into 11 twice, which is 8, with 3 left over out of 4. Now this question over here is probably a very easier question. That's because you are adding 13 to both sides. Ooh, having a little trouble there. Add 13 to this side, and you're going to notice that Q is going to be 0. Now that doesn't mean there's no answer. That means the answer is 0. And there's a completely different. Those are two different things. To say there's no answers is something completely different that I'm going to show you at the end of this video. This question is also very tricky because people always think the answer is 7, but the answer is not 7. When you divide both sides by 21, these are going to cancel out because anything divided by itself is 1. S is equal to 3 divided by 21 is not 7. That is actually a fraction. Both 3 and 21 can both be divided by 3, which gives me the answer of 1/7. So the answer is not 7. So 21 over 3 would have been 7. The answer is actually 1/7, and you can figure out what decimal that is with a calculator. I'm not going to do it right now. If you'd rather do it the decimals, go right ahead. So you're getting into today's lesson. In this lesson, we basically have the same figure we did in the first lesson. The only difference is now the checkerboard border has an inside rectangle. It's not a square anymore. So you notice that the red circle that I have listed here has a amount of shaded tiles that is equal to, well, it's going to be, I know you can see it's 3 tiles, but this is the same as L. In this case, L is 3. So knowing that, let's just say it's L though for the sake of saying it. Let's say this is L. Then we also have 2 in the corner and 2 in the corner. If you combine that inside the red, we've got an expression that would be L plus 4. Because it's L in the center plus the 4 on the outside. In the green, you're going to have W plus 4. And everything's going to be done exactly the same in this. So I can show you if I pull over here. Here's an expression that will represent any length and any width. We already said that this is W plus 4. We also know that this would also be W plus 4. Sorry, I kind of missed there. And the inside would be L on top and bottom, and now we can write that expression. That would be the entire checkerboard border. We have 2 groups of W plus 4 and 2 groups of L. And that expression represents the entire border. Now, this is not the only way of writing the expression. Matter of fact, I could probably sit here and show you 6 or 8 more different ways, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible. What a lot of you are looking for is the homework. So here's the homework. Now, this homework, it says how much total perimeter is in step 5. Perimeter means the distance around. So the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so let's look to see, do we see a pattern? We're always going to find patterns here in algebra. 6 to 10 looks like an increase of 4. 10 to 14, also an increase of 4. All right, so that sounds good. So that means step 4 is going to have 18, and it looks like step 5 is going to have, if I keep adding, 22, if I'm not mistaken. How much is the total perimeter of step 5? We now know step 5 has 22 blocks, and we know that step 6 is going to have 4 more, so that's going to have 26 blocks. Remember to focus on perimeter. Well, I already mentioned that. How can you determine the total perimeter in step 25? Well, I could continue this pattern until I get to step 25, but that would be pretty time consuming. I don't want to do it that way. I want to find an easier way. I'm going to find what's called an explicit formula. Y, which stands for the total, equals the rule. It's always the same format. You're going to hear me say this a lot. 4 times x. I'm going to use x to represent the step. So x could be the 25th step in this case. It could be any step you want. So 4 times something plus the 0th term. So I'm going to go backwards to find the 0th term. If this was 14 and this is 10 and this is 6, if I keep going down 4, then that means this is 2. So I now know it's plus 2. So this equation should always work. Now I could prove it. 4 times the first step is 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 times the second step is 8 plus 2 is 10. I've proved it there. So if it worked for those two, then it's probably going to work for every single one. So I'm going to plug 25 into my equation. 4 times 25 is 100. 100 plus 2 is 102. It's going to take 102 perimeter. Okay. So I love my new writing utensil, but it is... Okay, it's not working 100%, but it's still way better than using a mouse. All right, hope this helps. Thanks for checking this out. Have a great day. Awesome.